Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time to continue on with our comic book discussion of He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse, issue number 5. Now, in the last issue, AntiHeman was off terrorizing what they called Light Eternia, which was the home to the He-Man and the Prince Adam that those of us that grew up in the 80s with the cartoon are probably most familiar with. Now, in this issue, we're going to run into another He-Man that most of us are also very familiar with. All right, guys, let's get on with the discussion. The issue kicks off with two people from the Stone Age whose hunters have found AntiHeman in the depths of the vine jungle. But AntiHeman is not really in the mood for small talk, as he has his eyes set on the Power Sword. As AntiHeman glazes over the sword, we find out through this cave woman named Arlie that their He-Man is only seen from time to time, pretty much whenever he's done slaying demons and beastmen of this Stone Age Eternia. But again, AntiHeman, he's not one for a history lesson. He thanks the duo for saving him, and with doing so, they have ensured a slow death of their world, but a quick death for them. Now, as we're introduced to this He-Man in issue number 5, he comes in charging in on top of Battle Cat while wielding a battle axe. But what Battle Axe He-Man sees is his village completely decimated. After a quick observation, not only has there been total carnage, but the other half of the Power Sword is gone from the sacred tomb. And Battle Axe He-Man comes to one conclusion, that it can only be Skeletor. Appearing in the background is Prince Keldor, who is trying his best to hide his face. Keldor tries to reason with Battle Axe He-Man and tells him Skeletor isn't the one you sing for this atrocity. Battle Axe He-Man, not buying into the speech, immediately goes on the attack of Prince Keldor. But before he can do too much damage, Movie He-Man tells Battle Axe He-Man that he's not Skeletor, he's Prince Keldor. And Movie He-Man goes on to say, "And I'm you, He-Man." Sort of. Battle Axe He-Man comes to the realization that with Battle Cat not attacking Movie He-Man, that he must be telling the truth. As Battle Axe He-Man mourns the death of Arlie, Prince Keldor asks that they tell them where the other half of the Power Sword was stashed so they can protect it. But Battle Axe He-Man, he has other plans. He wants to call a council of this Eternia's Divine, such as the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, Stratos, Zodiac, and Teela. Movie He-Man tries to tell him that he's just wasting time. Prince Keldor's patience has also run thin and tells Battle Axe He-Man, "No more pleading. I don't have any more patience for all this noble He-Man crap." As Prince Keldor and Battle Axe He-Man stare each other down, Prince Keldor tells them they are up against an unstoppable enemy. And added to the top of your funeral will be the guardian of your castle, the warrior goddess, Teela. Now, Prince Keldor finally triggers the response he was looking for, as in this universe, just like every other universe we visited, a He-Man's true weakness is a Teela. To make their journey, Movie He-Man, he'll jump on the battle ram, while Battle Axe He-Man will ride with Prince Keldor on Battle Cat so that he can keep a close eye on him. Now, just like in the previous 4 issues, here in issue 5, the writers have done another great job with making each He-Man feel unique and special, as this He-Man gets on top of Battle Cat and says, "Come, vengeance awaits." But these heroes are in for a rude awakening, as this Eternia Skeletor looks on and says, "The vengeance of Skeletor." Through their travels, we get some backstory about this Eternia, that it wasn't always like it is today. That the legend is that this Eternia was once a very advanced civilization full of scientists and advanced technology. But then the Dark Gods arose from their eternal hell and a battle waged on for a millennia. Although the forces of Eternia did win, the damage was so severe that they found themselves essentially bombed back to the Stone Ages. And the repercussions were that the walls that defended their planet were now weakened, which allowed evil forces such as Skeletor to enter their world. With many attempts at theft, Battle Axe He-Man could only think of 2 places to hide the Power Sword, one of which would be within the firm earth of his ancestral home, and the second being the destination they have just reached, and that's inside the molten field area known as the Bleeding Scar. But unfortunately for our heroes, AntiHeman is once again one step ahead of the game. AntiHeman prepares the ritual of the merger of the 2 Power Swords. Now, with each blade, his domination of the power crime is close at hand, and he would tolerate no impurities, not when the final object of his quest is so near. Well, AntiHeman is definitely going to have his hands full as Skeletor crashes the party, and he's brought some backup with him in the form of Beastman and Merman. but they come to see how much power AntiHeman can dish out with a single punch. Now luckily for Skeletor, Battle-Axe-He-Man and Battle-Cat have come to his rescue as Battle-Cat rams AntiHeman, sending him flying, followed up by Battle-Cat taking a sample taste test of AntiHeman's shoulder. As Prince Keldor and Movie He-Man tried to jump into the action, Movie He-Man tells the prince to check on Skeletor to see if he's still alive. In the very next shot, all we see is Battle-Cat and Movie He-Man flying through the air as a result of AntiHeman, and then he goes on to tell Battle-Axe-He-Man, "You can't swing a dead cat in here without hitting a He-Man." But Battle-Axe-He-Man is not going to let AntiHeman get away with the carnage he has caused and lays a wallop on him and says, "You're not worthy to bear my name." And much like last issue when we found out that even Movie He-Man was susceptible to being corrupted, well, so is this universe's He-Man as well. AntiHeman isn't able to get the upper hand and plants Battle-Axe-He-Man into the ground and then makes his approach to capture what he came to this Eternia for. But Prince Keldor is going to try to do his best to make sure this won't happen, but he's stopped quickly in his tracks as the power in which AntiHeman is far too great. AntiHeman has once again been able to escape, and for our heroes, their backs are really up against the wall as they need to get to Greyskull immediately, but the cosmic key is damaged and they are trapped. Well, that's of course until Skeletor volunteers to use his magic to help them out. But of course, Movie He-Man is very suspect of Skeletor's intentions and says no Skeletor can be trusted around that much power. We can't let him near the castle and the Prime Source, not for any reason. At Castle Greyskull, the warrior goddess Teela roams the now quiet halls. That is until AntiHeman uses his halves of the legendary Power Sword as a key and opens the bridge to Greyskull. In the distance, Teela can only see a shadowy figure and assumes that He-Man has come to take the throne as the king of Castle Greyskull. But AntiHeman lets it be known that he shares himself only with the anti-truth as demon forces are unleashed. But luckily for Teela, Movie He-Man, Prince Keldor, and even Skeletor have arrived to try and save the day. But unfortunately, this has given AntiHeman yet another opportunity to escape and make his way to steal Greyskull's power. Now, while our heroes have to fend off these demons, AntiHeman has made his way down to the darkest bowels of the ancient fortress. The Dark Gods would be unhappy contained at the bottom of the Manichism, like an infection that travels through the veins to the heart, that the most powerful man in their universe should seek to spread his poison, that they, unable to create, could only copy, prevent, and corrupt. It was inevitable, I suppose. AntiHeman replies, yes, by the power of Greyskull, and eliminating yet another foe in his way of dominance. When our heroes arrive at the portal, it is too late yet again, as AntiHeman has once again jumped ship. And in typical fashion, Skeletor turns on his recently acquainted allies. As a battle breaks out between Skeletor and Prince Keldor, the prince channels energy from deep down, but in doing so, strikes Movie He-Man, torching him at what looks like beyond saving. Prince Keldor asks Movie He-Man what, if anything, can be done to stop the menace. Movie He-Man tells Keldor something he doesn't want to hear, that he will need a He-Man. In a fit of rage, Keldor yells out, He-Man, 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 He-Man. It always comes down to He-Man. And now that AntiHeman has what he sought out, the only thing left to do is to bring the swords back to Castle Hellskull. But Prince Keldor is determined in his quest to stop AntiHeman once and for all. He jumps the portal and squares off with his adversary, but only for a brief moment before the two just vanish. On Anti-Eternia, King Randor leads the charge of what are usually the bad guys, but here on Anti-Eternia, they prepare to stop the evil doings of AntiHeman with a wide variety of characters, even including Blade from the Masters of the Universe movie. On the last page here of issue 5, Keldor has managed to get his hands on one half of the Power Sword during his skirmish. However, before going after He-Man, he's going to have to deal with the anti-heroes first. Well, that's going to wrap up issue number 5, and guys, I am absolutely loving this comic book series. As a Masters of the Universe fan, I grew up in the 80s watching the cartoon and loving it and having birthday parties all about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So to have something here in 2020 that's fresh but yet very familiar and very well done is much appreciated, and I absolutely love it. Now guys, there's only one more issue left with issue number 6, and that video will be coming here very shortly. Now, have you guys read this series? Leave me a comment below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.